This Diwali indulge in this beautiful fusion Indian dessert where panna cotta meets kheer. It's filled with lots of desi flavors.
There are two parts to this recipe. One is the semia kheer and other one is the mango panna cotta. So let's get started. You will find all the written recipe details, steps and tips on my blog. So please refer to the link below. The first part is making the semia kheer. I am using my instant pot to make the kheer. You can use a pan on a stove top as well. Ingredients for the semia kheer. You can get a printable version on the blog as well. Before you start the recipe, make sure the inner pot of your instant pot, the ring and the lid is thoroughly washed and clean. Switch on the instant pot on saute mode. Add 2 teaspoons of ghee to it. Once warm, add in some raisins. Stir well until they are plump. Once they are plump, remove them and keep them aside. We will use them later. Now add the pre-roasted vermicelli in the pot and saute for 30 seconds. If you are not using roasted one, then you will have to saute for longer time until golden brown. Pour in the warm water followed by milk, sugar, saffron, thandai powder, cardamom. Make sure to use warm water so that the semia are not clumped later on. You can use room temperature milk. Thandai powder is completely optional, but use it if you have it because it adds a lot of taste to the final dessert. Stir everything well, make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. Secure the lid with the black knob on sealing position. Press manual, low pressure, cook for 6 minutes. Once it is done, allow a natural pressure release. Carefully open the lid and stir well. Now add in the previously roasted raisins. Here I'm adding some roasted cashews as well, which is ready-made roasted unsalted cashews. If you are using raw cashews, you might want to saute them with the raisins in the start of the recipe. Start the instant pot on the saute mode again and let it boil for at least a minute. The kheer will look very thin right now, but it will considerably thicken after cooling and in the fridge. So this is the consistency we want. Up next is mango panna cotta, and here are the ingredients. For making the mango panna cotta, take a heavy bottom pan or a pot and mix in some milk, heavy cream, followed by the mango puree. Now I have used this Kesar mango pulp, or as you call as amras, that is a tin or a canned amras you find in an Indian grocery store. You can use frozen amras as well, but this should be the consistency of the mango puree. Cook on medium heat until hot, add in the flavorings and cook until a simmer. Stir occasionally in between to avoid anything to burn at the bottom. In the meantime, take a small pan and whisk in water and agar-agar powder. Agar-agar is easily available on Amazon or in any Asian stores, so do check them out. If you're using agar flakes or block, I have mentioned the appropriate substitute on my blog, so please refer to the post. It is very important that you mix agar-agar in cold water or a room temperature water and not hot water, otherwise it will clump up. Whisk until smooth and lump free, let it sit for 3 minutes on the counter. Now cook this mixture on medium heat until agar-agar is completely dissolved. Bring it to simmer and stir occasionally. You will see that it has started to thicken up. Cook it for additional 1 minute after it starts simmering. Now switch off the flame. Add the warm agar-agar mixture to the hot mango mixture by whisking it constantly. Cook it on medium flame until it comes to a simmer. or a slow boil. Now switch off the flame. Strain this mixture carefully in another container using a sieve. Straining is important for the silky smooth texture of the panna cotta. Be careful as it will be hot. Let the mixture cool down for at least 10 to 15 minutes in the same pot so that it is not very hot but still flowy consistency and warm. It should not cool down. It's time to set the panna cotta. Here I am using 9-ounce clear glasses, or you can say small plastic cups. They are very good quality from Target, and I'm using a cupcake pan because they have cavities, and I have placed a muslin cloth. You can put any dishcloth on it so that the glasses don't roll over while we are attempting to put the mixture in the glass to set the panna cotta tilted. The mango mixture should be warm and pourable consistency. Gently spoon the mango mixture into every cup. You can pop up the air bubbles with a toothpick if desired. You can even use real glass bowls or wine glasses or any fancy clear glasses to set this dessert. Set it in the fridge for at least 3 to 4 hours before putting the kheer. If you do not want to set the panna cotta tilted, you can always set it straight like I am doing it right now. After 4 hours, our panna cotta has been set beautifully, and now you can go ahead and add some kheer to it. After chilling, our kheer has come to a perfect consistency. It is not liquidy anymore and ready to go in the panna cotta cups. Garnish it with some chopped nuts and rose petals, the dried ones if desired. This is a wonderful fusion dessert that can be a showstopper on Diwali, Holi, birthdays, or any kind of get-togethers. I hope you will try this recipe soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.